Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. We got some Milwaukee Braves baseball here on July 1st, first day of the month. We got the Cincinnati Reds coming to town to play the Milwaukee Braves. And let's get to the starting lineup for the visiting Reds. Leading off playing shortstop is Eddie Casco. Batting second, playing second is Don Blasingame. Batting third, playing center field is Vada Penson. Batting fourth, playing right field is Frank Robinson. Batting fifth, playing left field is Gus Bell. Batting sixth, playing first base is Gordy Coleman. Batting seventh, playing third base is Gene Freeze. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Johnny Edwards. And batting ninth, doing the pitching is Ken Hunt. Let's take a look at the hometown Milwaukee Braves starting lineup. We got leading off playing center field is Gino. Batting second, playing second, Frank Boland. Batting third, playing third, Eddie Matthews. Batting fourth, playing right field, Hank Aaron. Batting fifth, playing first base, Joe Hancock. Batting sixth, playing left field is Lee May. Batting seventh, doing the catching is Joe Torre. Batting eighth, playing shortstop is Roy McMillan. And batting ninth and doing the pitching for the Milwaukee Braves is going to be Lou Burdette. Let's get down to the field here in Milwaukee and get this game started, folks. Hey, Tim. And here's the pitch to Casco. And that ball is hit down to second. Frank Boland's up with it. He's going to throw over to Joe Hancock for the first out of the game. One up, one down. That brings up Blasingame now. And that's going to be a base on balls by Lou. Sorry, no, it's not. It's 2 balls and no strikes because Lou's got the double Z. And that is now going to be a base hit in the left field on the 2-0 count. Blasingame on the 2-0 count gets a base hit in the left field, gets down to first with 1 out. And that'll bring up Vada Penson now. And that ball's hit in the right field. Hank's got it for the second out of the inning. So 1 down. With Don down at first for Frank Robinson. And Frank swings and misses. That's strike 3. So the Reds leave 1 on. We go to the bottom of the first. Reds nothing. Braves due up. We got Gino, Boland, and Matthews lead it off here for the Braves. And that ball is hit back to the pitcher. Or no, that ball is hit down to first. Sorry. And Coleman takes it himself for out number 1. And that brings up Frank Boland now. And Frank's going to take a base on balls. So Frank's down at first for the big boppers, Matthews and Aaron. So here's Eddie. See if he can do something with Frank down there at first. And that's going to be a single in the center field. Frank's going to stop at second. So we got first and second now for the hammer. See if it's hammer time here today, folks, in Milwaukee. Here's the pitch to Henry. And that swung on and missed strike 3. Big strikeout by Hunt. That'll bring up Joe Hancock now with first and second. Take a 2-out base hit to get Frank in now. And that is a ball line drive down the second. And that'll end the inning. Hit that right on the screws, but right at Blasingame. So we go to the top of the second, folks. It's 0-0. You got Bell, Coleman, and Freeze due up here against Burdette. And that's going to be a pop up to third base. Matthews has got that for the first out here in the second. 1 down. Brings up Gordo, Coleman. And that's popped up on the infield also. And again, Matthews calls everybody off, makes the catch. 2 quick outs here. They're just getting under the ball. Here's the pitch to Gene Freeze. And that's swung on and missed strike 3. So 1, 2, 3 goes the Reds. Hey, Steve, are you and Beetle still going to get together and do a head-to-head game? So we go to the bottom of the second. May, Torrey, and McMillan do up here for the Braves. Here's the pitch to Lee May. And that ball's lifted in the right field. Frank Robinson's patrolling out there today. He makes the catch. Hey, Doug. That is 1 out here at the bottom of the second. Brings up Joe Torrey now. And that ball is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Joe goes down on strikes. Quick 2 outs. Cool. Looking forward to it. This game should be over by then. Hopefully it don't go into extra innings. And here's the pitch to Mac. And that ball is popped up behind home plate. Edwards right up the chute, comes down and makes the catch. 1, 2, 3 goes the Milwaukee Braves. We go to the top of the third. We got Edwards, Hunt, and Casco due up here. Here's the pitch to John. And that ball is swung on and missed. Burdette with another strikeout. And he strike out his counterpart. Here's Ken Hunt. And that ball is hit down the third. Matthews up with it, fires over the Adcock. Quick 2 outs. Brings up Eddie. Eddie's 0 for 1, grounded out to second his first time up. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. So with 2 outs, the Reds got a runner down at first. Blasingame got a single his last time up. And he's going to get a single this time too, folks. He drives that ball in the right field. And Eddie's going to motor on down the third. We got first and third now with 2 outs. All of a sudden losing a little bit of a jam here after getting quick 2 outs. That brings up Veda Penson now. And Eddie was supposed to head down the third. Redo this. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, that was a single in the right field. There we go. I should get Eddie down the third. For Veda Penson. And not what you want to see if you're a Braves fan. That's a single in the left field. And Blasingame's going to end up at third. All this coming with 2 out, folks. He breezed through the first 2 batters, and now Lou can't get that elusive third out. Here's Frank Robinson now with a score 1-0. And he gets Frank to swing and miss. But the damage was done, and the Reds are up 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the third. You got Burdette due up, followed by Gino, and then Bolin. Lou's doing pretty well this season. In fact, he's hitting .295 on the year, and he has 3 home runs. He's no slouch up there. And he gets a hold of this and drives that ball into the gap. It hits off the fence out there. And Lou Burdette standing down there at second, folks, with a stand-up double. Say he is no slouch at the bat. That's why I say we don't need no stinking DH. So you got Burdette in scoring position for Gino. He grounded out the first his first time up. And that's a swing and a miss. He strikes out this time. So Lou stays planted at second. Brings up Frank Bolin. He walked his first time up. And that ball is hit in the right field. I don't think that's going to be deep enough to get Lou down the third, and it's not. So Lou stays planted at second with 2 outs for Matthews. See if Eddie can get a 2-out base hit here, folks. Eddie's singled his first time out, hitting .313 on the year with 17 home runs and 61 RBIs. And that ball's hit back down to first. Coleman's got it. He'll take it himself, and that ends the inning. So they waste a leadoff double by Lou Burdette. And it's still 1-0 Reds as we go to the fourth. Bell, Coleman, and Freeze due up here for the Reds. And that's a fly ball in the right field. Bell was 0 for 1 today. Now he'll be 0 for 2 because Aaron's got that for the first out. Here's Gordon Coleman. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. That was just like the last inning. Quick 2 outs. Let's see if Lou can get the third one here, folks. It's Gene Freeze now. And that is a pop up on the infield. And Frank Boland's calling for it near the mound. So 1, 2, 3 goes the Reds this inning. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Cincinnati Reds 1. Milwaukee Braves 0. We got the big boys due up. Aaron, Adcock, and May. Let's see what happens here. Hank's 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up, hitting .335 on the year. 15 home runs, 49 RBIs. And that is going to be a pop-up on the infield. Freeze calls everybody off, makes the catch, 1 out. I'll bring up Joe Adcock now. Joe's hitting .270 on the year. He lined out the second, hit the ball right on the button, but right at Blasingame. And this time he pokes it that way. Blasingame can't get to that one. That's a base hit in the right field. Joe Adcock's aboard here with 1 out. And that brings up Lee May now. May's 0 for 1 today, hitting .245 on the year. And that ball's hit in the left field, and that'll be an easy play for Bell. And that's 2 outs now. Brings up Joe Torre. See if Joe can get a 2-out base hit. He struck out his last time up, hitting .288 on the year. And that ball is hit down the second. Blasingame will go the short way over to second to end the inning. And again, the Braves leave Joe on at first. We go to the top of the fifth. It's still a 1-run game, folks. We got the bottom part of the order due up here for the Reds. Edwards, Hunt, and then back to the top with Casco. Here's John Edwards. John's 0 for 1 with a strikeout, but he lifts that ball in the gap and left. May gets over there, camps under it, and makes the catch, 1 out. Brings up Ken Hunt. Ken's 0 for 1, hitting .200 on the year. He ain't no slouch, folks. And that ball's hit down to Matthews. He plants and throws over to Adcock. 1-2 go the Reds. Here's Eddie. Eddie's 1 for 2 and scored. His last time up, he got a single. And that ball is hit in the right field. Hank Aaron had him play perfectly. 1, 2, 3 goes the Reds. Go to the bottom of the fifth with a 1-run lead for the Reds. We got the bottom part of the order for the Braves. McMillan, Burdette, and Gino. See if Roy can get on here. He popped up to the catcher his first time up. He's only hitting a .192, folks. And that ball is hit down the Blasingame. He's up with it, and that's the first out. Here's the man right now. He's got a double. His first time up. He's hitting .311 on the year, folks. That's Lou Burdette. Now it's a swing and a miss this time. He strikes out. It's a quick 2 outs. See if Gino can keep this inning alive here. No, he can't. And that's a swing and a miss. He strikes out the last 2 batters. Hunt is pitching a nice game here today, folks, as we go to the 6th inning. We got Blasingame, Penson, and Robinson due up here against Lou in the 6th. Here's the pitch, Don. Ball's hit down to McMillan. He's in the hole, plants, throws over to Adcock, and they get Blasingame. Here's Veda. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. And that ball is popped up on the infield. Matthews calls for it, makes the catch. 2 outs here in the 6th. Brings up Frank Robinson. Frank's 0 for 2, hitting .264 on the year, folks. 14 home runs and 45 RBIs. And that ball's also hit down to Matthews. And that is a 1-2-3 inning again for Lou. He's settled down since that 3rd inning with 2 outs. He's holding the Reds in check here. We go to the bottom of the 6th. We got Bolin, Matthews, and Aaron. See if they can make some noise against Ken here. And that's a fly ball in the left field. Bell near the line. Makes the catch. 1 out. Here is Eddie. 1 for 2. Singled and grounded out to first. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. Down the first baseline. And he's a brown-eyed, handsome man heading into second. Matthews is in scoring position for the Hammer with 1 out. Let's see if Hank can tie this game up, folks. He's 0 for 2, hitting .333 now. And that is going to be a ground ball back to first. Matthews will get down to third. That's not what you pay the Hank Aaron for. So it's 2 outs now for Joe Adcock. See if he can come through with a 2-out base hit. No, he doesn't, because that's a swing and a miss. Ken Hunt gets himself out of a little bit of a mess. And we get to the top of the 7th. It's still a 1-run ball game, folks. We got Bell, Coleman, and Freeze due up here for the Reds. Here's the pitch to Gus. And that ball's lifted in the left field. May takes a few steps in, makes the catch. 1 out. Coleman's 0 for 2, hitting .250 on the year. And that ball is hit down to first. Adcock's got it. Calls off Burdette. That's 2 quick outs. Can they get Gene Freeze to make it 3? And that ball's hit in the center field. Gino goes back near the track, but has room. And that's a good day, good afternoon, and good night, folks. 1, 2, 3 goes the Reds again. Make it to the 7th inning stretch. We got May, Torrey, and McMillan due up here for the Braves in the 7th. Here's the pitch to Lee. And that's a fly ball in the center field. Veda's got it. 1 out. See if Joe Torrey can get on base here. He's 0 for 2, struck out and hit it into a fielder's choice. And that is a fly ball in the center field, and Penson's got it. They might want to pick on somebody else this inning. That's 2 quick outs to center field. Here comes McMillan now. And Mac's going to take a base on balls. Now we got a decision to make. 2 outs. McMillan on at first. And Lou's up. He's done got a double. He struck out his last time up. Do we have a pitch hitter here come in? We got 2 lefties on the bench, and Boyd and Spangler. Or do we let Lou bat since he's pitching a heck of a game here? That is the question. And he ain't no slouch, like I say, hitting 300. I say we're going to let him swing away, folks. Like I say. And it doesn't pay off because that's a swing and a miss to right 3. But he's pitching a hell of a game, so we'll keep him out there, try to keep it a 1-run game. He'll be facing Edwards, Hunt, and Casco here in the 8th. Here's the pitch to John Edwards. And that's a pop up on the infield. And Mac calls for it, makes the catch down at short. 1 out. Brings up Ken Hunt. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded out to third both times up. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes on Ken. You sure don't want to walk the pitcher. And he doesn't, because on the 2-0 count, Ken laces that ball in the left field. And the pitcher, Ken Hunt, says we don't need no stinking DHs for the Reds. He's standing down at first now with 1 out. Brings up Eddie Casco, 1 for 3 and scored. And that's going to be a base hit, folks, in the right field. And Hunt's going to make it down the third. How about that? Puts on the motor, man. Gets down the third. Braves will have to bring the infield in. So we don't pitch hit for Lou, and now he's got himself in some trouble here. Here's the pitch to blasting game. And that is hit down the third to Mr. Reliable Eddie Matthews, and he fumbles and bumbles, and that's an E5. Hunt's going to score. Everybody moves up, so we got first and second now, and the Reds are up 2-0 for Veda. Not what you wanted. And like I say, Matthews, I thought he'd be able to come home with that, or at least keep the runner at third, but no, he messes it all up. And Penson's going to take advantage of it as he squares this ball up, folks. And he drives that ball into left field. And Casco's going to score from second. Just like that, the wheels are coming off the cart for Lou. They go out and talk to him. They'll get the bullpen up. It's first and second still. But the Reds are up 3-0 now. Here's the pitch to Frank Robinson. And that ball is hit down the third. Matthews doesn't screw the pooch this time. He fires over the first. The runners will advance. It'll be second and third with 2 outs, though, for Gus Bell. Here's the pitch to Gus. And that's a fly ball in the right field. Aaron's got it. So the Braves get out of the inning now, but they score 2 runs. The big error by Eddie Matthews sure hurt. Sure. And it's 3-0 Reds as we go to the bottom of the 8th. We do got the top of the order due up here for the Bravos. Gino, Bolin, and Matthews. Let's see if they can make some noise against Ken here in the 8th. And that's a ground ball down the Freeze. He fires over to first. Coleman's got it. That's 1 out. Here's Frank Bolin now. He's over 2 and walked his first time up. And he gets a hold of this one off of Ken Hunt, squares it up. And he drives that ball down the left field line. It's rolling around out there. Gus can't pick it up right. And that's going to be a triple for Frank Bolin. And that's what hurts about that 8th inning, folks. Now you got a runner down at third with no 1 out for Eddie Matthews. Here's the pitch to Matthews. And that ball is hit back to the mound. And he looks to runner back. Hunt does. Throws it over to first. Or the second out. That's all up to Henry Hank Aaron here. Let's see if he can get this run in, get the Braves on the board, maybe get things started. No, he can't. That ball's hit in the right field. Frank Robinson is on his horse. He tracks it down. And the Braves waste a triple by Frank Bolin. It's just that game for him. They can't put the hits together. We go to the top of the 9th. It's 3-0 Reds. We got Coleman, Freeze, and Edwards here. Here's the pitch to Gordon. And that ball is popped up on the infield. And McMillan got it for the first out. Here comes Gene Freeze now. And that's a base hit in the right field off of Lou. So you got Gene down at first with 1 out for Edwards. Let's see if the Braves can turn 2 and get out of this and give themselves a chance here in the bottom of the 9th. That ball's hit down the third. Matthews only plays over to first. Freeze goes down the second. And the Reds are going to pitch hit for Hunt. They're not going to be like the Braves and screw this up. They're going to try to get an extra run. See who they're going to bring on in here. They got most of the lefties in the lineup. They're going to bring in Jerry Leach. Pitch hit here for Hunt with 2 outs and Freeze down at second. There's Jerry. Here's the pitch to Jerry. And he pops that up in the foul territory. And Matthews goes over near the dugout. And he's going to make the catch. And the Reds leave Freeze down at second. And we go to the bottom of the ninth. The Braves need 3. Tie this game up, folks. They're going to bring on Henry here to close this game out, the Reds are. There's Bill Henry. He'll be facing Adcock, May, and Torrey. Let's see if Joe can get on here. The Braves need base runners, folks. Joe's 1 for 3. He's lined out, singled, and struck out. And that ball is swung on and missed strike 3. Adcock goes down swinging. They're going to pitch hit Frank Thomas for Lee May, and he'll stay in the game if they come back here and tie it up. Here's Frank Thomas now with 1 out, nobody on. And that ball is hit down to Coleman at first. He fields it cleanly. He calls off Henry. And that's a quick 2 outs here. It's up to Joe Torrey now to keep this game alive. Joe is 0 for 3. Let's see if he can get off the snide here. And that ball is hit down the first. Coleman's got it. He's going to toss it over to Henry covering, and that's your ball game. The Braves get shut out here, folks. Nice piece of pitching by Ken Hunt and Henry here in the ninth. Lou Burdette gave up that 2 runs in the 8th. Done him in. Let's take a look at the box score here, folks. The Reds, 3 runs on 8 hits and no errors. The Braves, no runs on 5 hits and an error. Top of the order, look at that. All of them were 2 for 2. Casco, Blasingame, and Penson. Penson had the RBIs. He had 2 of them. The 1 was unearned on the air. And for the Braves, the only one that had a decent game was Eddie Matthews. He was 2 for 4 with a double. Of course, Lou Burdette, 1 for 3. Like I say, Ken Hunt, 8 innings, 5 hits, no runs, walked 2, struck out 7. Henry comes in the 9th, gets a strikeout and gets the save. Lou goes the distance, gave up 8 hits, 3 runs, only 2 of them earned, and struck out 5. The Braves just couldn't do no damage against that Reds pitching. Let's take a look here at the fast score. Yeah, it was a tough game, Tim. Very tough. Like I say, the Reds, they got a decent team. They just ain't hitting. I mean, they didn't hit the cover off the ball this game. They just got the great pitching. Because, like I say, their pitching staff is awesome. Leading the league in ERA, runs allowed. They just aren't scoring enough. Let's see here. You got the Cardinals traveling up to Chicago to take on their rivals, the Cubbies. And the Cardinals win 6 runs on 15 hits and no errors. The Cubs 3 runs on 7 hits and no errors. And you got the Dodgers and PA taking on the Phillies and Philadelphia IA. See what happens here. And the Dodgers win a close one. 2 runs on 5 hits and no errors. The Phillies 1 run on 7 hits and no errors. In the last National League game here on July 1st, Giants traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Pirates. And the Pirates win a close one, shut out the Giants. Not many runs scored on July 1st, folks, in the National League. Giants, no runs on 2 hits and 2 errors. The Pirates, 2 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors. Let's see if those errors cost the Giants the game, or was they all earned runs? Only one of those runs was earned. So errors played a big deal in that game too, folks. Let's take a look at the standings here for July 1st in the National League. And the Braves are 3.5 games up on the Giants. Cardinals are now 4 games back. The Reds gain a game. They're 4.5. Cubbies are 8.5. The Dodgers 9 games. Pirates are 9.5, and the poor Phillies 21 games back, folks. I want to thank Tim D, Doug Hunt, Steve Tate for stopping in here. Steve says in about, well, I guess, I don't know how long ago that was. It was about 20 minutes ago. So about 10 or 15 minutes, him and Beatles is going to do a head-to-head game. I believe it's going to be on Steve Tate's channel. So go over there and watch that game, folks. That's a great channel. Steve does a lot of good things with Action PC, football, baseball, and basketball. Check that out. Hey, Ken, didn't see you pop in. Oh, thank you, Tim. Yeah, if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. Cool, sounds good. Steve's waiting for Beatles. As soon as the Beatles shows up, he says they'll start the game. So, like I say, go over to his channel. Be looking for that, folks. If you're not a member of his channel, hit the subscribe button once you get over there. That's a great channel. Until next time, y'all take care and have a great night.